I'm not going to be able to do airwaves. I best text Scott. Sorry.
Okay, some last minute stuff there, bit there, bit there. Oh, good. All right, we'll do that as well. Okay. Ah, man. All right, let's see if Lee is free. Phil is out. I need a new co-host. Are you in?
Oh, a message from Scott.
Beth! I'm going to be a co-host on Comic AIRWAVES!
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. How are you doing? This is Comic Airwaves. We are on episode 7, entitled Filling In. And I think by now, if you've just watched the intro, you can guess why. My name's Scott, and I'm joined by...
Hello, I am Producer Welsh Liam, but tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Phil's Nerdiverse.
I'm surprised you haven't changed your name to like Producer, Co-host Welsh Liam. I feel like your titles are just going to get longer and longer. Oh,
I can. Yeah. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Comic Airwaves. Thank you for joining. If you've joined so far, and if you want to go ahead and just share it around, be my guest. The more people we have, the merrier, and this is going to be a hell of a good show. Before we do start with anything else, though, I want to talk about the 3 facts that we show at the start for everyone. At the intro, we do a different 3 facts, and one of Liam's at the end there was he got pooped on by a seagull. But the funny thing about this was we got pooped on by the same seagull. So a few months ago, Lee and his wife Beth came down to visit me and Amy, and we went out to a nice seaside town. We got some fish and chips, and the 4 of us were squashed on a bench together. And all of a sudden, a seagull just flies over, splats its mess all over us. Amy doesn't get touched, but me, Liam, and Beth, we all get splattered by this.
Yeah. I think I got the brunt of it as well, if I recall.
You did, yeah. It was great. But yeah,
it wasn't great.
That's just the way I segue into things. Okay, great, cool. Let's move on. Okay, so let's go ahead and say hi to who we've got in so far. So ABZ Comics, even all picking up my daughter at 8:30. He should be back at 8:40. Okay, someone time him. If he's not back, we're having words. Okay. Bethany, yoo-hoo, big airwaves blowout.
Yoo-hoo.
We need to have a big airwaves blowout. That'd be great. Connie Dalton, hi. Thanks for joining. Connie bought a load of stuff from last month's auction, and she contributed very well to the charity. And so thank you for joining. How you doing? We also have Comic Bound. It's okay. You can stop panicking. I'm here. We can start the show now. I'm so pleased. You're here. I was like, oh my God, where's Adam? Where is he?
I missed you, Adam.
We all miss Adam. He's a great guy. Amy's here. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. I wonder if she shouts loud enough. We can hear her from downstairs. Blue Sonic, evening all. Thanks for joining, buddy. Highland G is here. Hey, everyone. And it likes comics. Let's go. I do have a theme tune that starts with Let's Go, so that's also quite good. Nerd Gamer Dad, hey, thank you for joining. Fuzzy Dunlap, good evening, YouTube world. Kate is in as well. Hey, everyone. Going to be a great stream. How did you know? It's going to be fantastic. Oh, my God. Loads of people. Okay, yes. That Wakanda shirt is almost as African as him. I didn't know Perfect Edition was African, but that's cool. It is a great shirt.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo!
And Nerd Gamer Dad also wants to bring up the fact that you always have dirty knees.
So I work in a warehouse and I wear shorts to work. It's as simple as that. But
Yeah.
I'll let you run wild with your imagination.
This week in Metropolis, evening chaps. These guys did a fantastic chat with Phil and Shane from the Nerd Herd Comic Book Club, and it was a brilliant interview. So go ahead and check that out when you've got time, guys. Highland G, love the intros. I can't read them fast enough though. Yeah, I know. Like maybe we should just put 2. I mean, do you have time to read 2? Maybe we can just do that because we always struggle to get 3. Like 2 is okay, but 3, like we always struggle to get a third. Perpetual Comics. Ooh, and a new logo. Literally joined, as Scott said, it splattered all over my head. What the hell?
Well, it's a good thing you didn't read about my dirty knees.
we were just reminiscing about the fact that we both got pooped on by the same seagull when Lee visited a couple months ago. Daryl is him and Luke are watching. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Amy is talking as well. I have no idea how that seagull missed me. It was a great catch. Great catch up despite the poop. Katie says he's a mind reader. That's how we can always tell it's going to be great. Chris from Off My Shelves is here. Thank you very much for joining. Lovely to see you. And last one, Triple G. Sup all. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Okay.
You said that really weirdly.
Did I? Me?
Instead of going supple, you went supple.
Great. Okay. Right. That's the formalities out the way. Let's go ahead and see what we've got coming up. So this week we've got the answer. We're going to have 3 parts. It was a Daredevil or Nightwing fight. We got Book of the Month. Ask Nana Gibbons. We'll tell you about that later. And we've got our interview with the lead artist of Yasuka, Rizky Arrydesta. And then coming after that, we've got a Scott versus Liam. That's a new hero is born. The news and weather. What's all the omnifuss about? And a brand new game. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? So that is all of the stuff we've got coming up. As always, we are going to ask you guys to send in some questions, but this time for Nana Gibbons. Okay. We haven't got a new intro. It's a new animation. It's still going to be Ask Auntie Phil. We haven't had time to make a new one. But so this time, guys, if you would like to ask Nana Gibbons a question, please start your comment with the word Nana or Nan, however you like to call your grandmother. Yes, start your message with Nana and then proceed to ask any question you like. But we should...
I'm not as talented as Phil.
Yeah, we should caveat there that Liam doesn't have loads of comic knowledge, but he has loads of life knowledge and wisdom. So go ahead, go ham, ask him anything, and we'll see how it goes. As we did with last month, with the answer as well, I will be doing another poll. So this seemed to be quite popular last month. So basically, you guys decide what question I ask everyone for next month's video. And it's basically going to be what is the best Marvel book or story? And then this is Liam's one. If a villain had won, right? They won, right? And then they had their way to do whatever they want. Who would you like that to be? Okay. So I've just put that up on the comments now, so you can go ahead and vote for that throughout the whole show, and we'll see how that goes at the end. But yeah, we've got. Are you reading the Nan questions already?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Stop reading the Nan questions. That's not the rules.
Sorry. I just like looking through the comments. Like,
no, that's not your job today. Okay. Not your job today.
I'm sorry.
So Omnifuss. It is a very good pun. It took us a while to think of that. Was it me that thought of it? I think it was.
Yes, it was you.
Yeah, but it just, what's all the fuss about? What's all the omnifuss about? That's what it is. Yes. So, oh my God, we've got loads of questions coming in for you. You're going to get a hammering. But this is good. Okay. So, shall we take a little breather? We've been talking for a while now. Shall we go ahead and see what people gave their answers for who would win in a fight, Daredevil or Nightwing?
Go for it. Okay. I'm excited.
Here we go.
Hey Scott, James here from This Week in Metropolis. It's got to be Daredevil for me. His heightened senses, I think, will lead to him being one step ahead of Nightwing on most occasions. Don't get me wrong, Nightwing, very acrobatic, will probably get a few shots in, but realistically, Daredevil never gives up. So I think he will always prevail.
Hi, Scott, Phil, and Liam. This is Rich from Comics versus the World. You've asked us who'd win in a fight between Nightwing and Daredevil. And there's two scenarios. Scenario 1, cage fight. Daredevil wins, hands down. Scenario 2, out in the world, where they can all use gadgets and assistance. And obviously, Nightwing has the Bat family, and family always wins. That Fast and Furious memes are still relevant, right?
What's going on, everybody? Daredevil versus Nightwing, that's a tough question. I wish I could say Nightwing would win, but in the end, I think Daredevil has it. Stamina-wise, they both are about the same, but I think Daredevil's extra senses give him a quicker reaction time. And unfortunately, in a fight between those two, I think that's what gives him the win.
What's going on, guys? I'm Simple Simon, and Comic Airwaves want to know who I think would win between Daredevil and Nightwing. And that's an easy question. It would be Nightwing for 3 reasons. A, Daredevil's blind, and there ain't no way that Dick Grayson is losing to a blind guy. Second reason. And third reason, my best friend in the whole world, Tom Taylor, writes Nightwing. So it's better than Daredevil.
Very good
Fantastic.
opinion.
Yeah.
Very good opinions there. So we had 4. We got some more coming up later, guys. So I'm keeping a little tally. I think I didn't really hear properly Manny's one. I can't remember if he said Nightwing or Daredevil, but I've got 1 for Daredevil, 1 for both, and then 2 for Nightwing. I think Manny said Nightwing. If anyone can correct me, go ahead.
What would your answer be, Scott?
To be honest, it would purely be Daredevil because I know more about Daredevil. I've never read Nightwing. I've never read Daredevil, but I've watched the Daredevil TV show. So that's all I know. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think I would go Daredevil as well, even though I'm a Bat fan. I would go Daredevil simply because, like they were saying, the extra senses would kick in. Like Nightwing can't hide in the shadows or anything. They're similarly matched up, apart from the extra senses that Daredevil possesses. So I think he'd edge it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so. Cade's there coming in. Simple Simon looking fresh with those glasses, and Amy as well. Mic drop from Simple Simon. He does give off that kind of vibe, and a very mic drop kind of guy, isn't he? But yes, we've got loads of stuff for you coming in, mate. Coming in, questions.
I have full screen, so I can't see the comments now.
Good. That's what we like to see. But before we do, move on to further things, can you explain to the viewers why Nana Gibbons is a thing? Like, where does that nickname come from? I know what it is, but no one else does. Maybe Daz and Luke in the chat as well, but no one else.
Well, it all started back when I named myself Mr. Gibbons on the Xbox. And then I became the Funky Gibbons on the Xbox. And then I was playing, I think it was Rust, with a couple of friends from my CEX days. And they essentially created this Nana Gibbons character for me, and I adopted the persona. In Rust and occasionally Dungeons and Dragons, she's a blue-skinned cannibalistic old lady.
Wow. So there we go. That's Nana Gibbons. So
that's
just
the
imagine
history.
When you're asking a question to Nana Gibbons, a cannibalistic blue old lady. That's it. I
won't be adopting that persona tonight.
Oh my God! And you're clothed. It's a win for everyone. Perfect. Coming to the whole Nan thing. Amy and I went to go visit mine yesterday, and she was like, what are you doing this weekend, guys? You got anything nice planned? And I told her I was doing this show. She'd never, she doesn't know that I do any of this, but I told her yesterday. I was like, oh, I've got this show every month and everything, and she just kind of went, what? Like, huh? Like, what? What is that? Like, so it's. I think it just made me laugh. Like, she had no idea what I was talking about. Eventually, she got a gist of it because she's got an even younger grandson who loves like going on YouTube all the time. But yes, we've got a few more people to say hi to. I think the BFG has come in. There's a Nana question, so I'll just hide that quick. But thank you for joining. And I just saw someone else at the bottom. There we go. Werewolf by lunchtime. Hello from Australia. Thank you very much. It's very early with you. It's like just gone 5:30. Thank you for joining.
Wow.
Thank you for joining.
That is commitment.
Yeah, thank you, mate. The BFG. Is that Luke? He says he's loving
That
the
is Luke, yeah.
Yes,
that
there
will
it
be
is.
Luke. Lukey the BFG.
Loving the cup.
Yeah. While on the topic of Nana and Luke, I am in the process of convincing him to call me Nana Gibbons because he's just had twins.
Yes.
So instead of Uncle Lee, I will be Nana Gibbons.
Wow. Okay, great. Yeah, guys, I think we got loads of questions now. I think we can stop them for now. I did want to bring up, I think, the people who answered just then, was it Rich from Comics versus the World? He talked about the whole family thing and the Fast and Furious meme. It was very, very good to, oh, geez. It's very good to
be fair.
slip that in. It was good. Werewolf, 3:46 a.m. It's even earlier. Bloody hell. Thank you. That's great.
Whoa.
Either you've woken up really early or you haven't gone to bed yet, or you're just up all the time watching YouTube. Okay. Shall we move on? Let's move on to our book of the month. And this time, Liam has made an animation. So let me just switch it up. Look at this. It's book of the month.
Don't know which handsome on the right there.
Yeah. We haven't got a jingle yet, but yeah, that was Phil. If no one's seen him, that's what he looks like. Yes, so book of the month was something I was very impressed with. If Perpetual, if you're still in the chat, this was based on your recommendation, so thank you very much. On the Killer Comic Show, it was Lucky Devil #1.
Yeah,
this was
very good,
absolutely awesome. Guys in the chat as well, tell me what your book of the month was, something that you've read this month. What was your favorite book that you've read this month? But yeah, this was written by Cullen Bunn and drawn by Fran Galan. I think that's how he's got a little chick above the A there on his surname. So yeah, I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, this book was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'll try not to spoil it for anyone, but it's essentially it's a guy. He's got a really crap life, and somehow this demon takes over his possesses him pretty much, and then takes over his life, and then he gets exorcised, but he keeps the powers of the devil of the demon, but the demon is out of him. So, but yeah, that's kind of how that premise is. But so cool. Lee, what do you think of it in a gist? Try and keep it spoiler free.
Oh, it wasn't what I expected at all. I didn't know anything about it. I read it because you recommended it, and yeah, like honestly, I want to read the rest. Like,
yeah, I mean,
so good.
I think the next issue is out on the 1st, so next week, 1st September, I think it is. But yeah, Connie Dalton, her book of the month was Radiant Black Volume 1. Radiant Black is fantastic. Written by Kyle Higgins. So any fans of the previous Power Ranger stuff, the Go-Go Power Rangers and the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger stuff, you'll enjoy this. I'm reading it and I'm loving it as well. Yeah, absolutely good shout there. Let's see. Okay, so Cade as well. He says, haven't read any singles recently, but he's read the entire Outcast series in August, and that was amazing. That's something I've not read, but I have heard good stuff about it. Got Comic Bound Adam. He says his book of the month was Sandman Volume 1, courtesy of the awesome Nerd Herd Comic Book Club. Yes, that was my pick, so I was really pleased that everyone enjoyed it. Even Amy enjoyed it. Sandman Volume 1 for her, she loved it.
Yeah, Sandman was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Perpetual Dark Blood 1 was his pick of the month. That is cool. Yeah, I've heard good things about that as well. Highland G, his book of the month was Primer, which is a young DC book. It's great and a fresh new character. Have I just said that right? It's like Is Primer the title? And then are you saying it's a young DC book? Or is the title called Primer Young? Help me out.
I would imagine that the book and character are called Primer.
Yes. That's what I'm getting at there. But yeah, Funny Dunlop, made in Korea, issues 1 to 3. He really enjoyed those. Cade is also, there we go. Primer is the title. Great. Cade there, you're saying there's a compendium coming out in November for Outcast, so should check it out. Yeah, great. That'd be cool.
Nice.
And Perfect Edition, his book of the month was Nana G, The Lost Years. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for letting me know what your books of the month were. Books of the month was. But yeah, I emailed like every month whenever I have a book of the month. I always email the creators. Sometimes they get back to me. Sometimes they don't. But Fran Gallan or any other way to pronounce that. They got back to me saying he would love to be on my show, but there was one issue. He didn't know how to speak English. And he had only just recently started learning English. So I'm assuming the email he wrote to me, he kind of wrote it in his language and translated it all. But so he really wanted to be on, and he says, he was really pleased about the fact that we chose it for Book of the Month and stuff. But yeah, he couldn't come on, unfortunately. But he sends his thoughts and thanks to us, so which is great. So if he's watching, thank you very much. We love the book. It was great. We can't wait for more. I think it's a 4-issue series in total. So so watch out for that. Like, how will it unfold in 4 issues? It's going to be great.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Ooh, Perpetual Comics worst book of the month. You don't read much, Lee, do you?
What was the last one the nerd had?
What did we do? What was last week's? Can't remember.
Left my mind as well.
I think, like, for my worst book of the month out of the stuff I've read, I'm not saying it's a bad book, but it's probably the least climactic. I think it was going to be Deep Beyond issue 7. It's a cool book, it's very, very, very sci-fi focused and stuff. Very cool. It's going to be a 12-issue run. But it's definitely gotten a lot better. Yes, there we go. Silver Surfer was last. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I give it a 7.
I gave it a 4.
You give it a 4, so it's definitely your worst one. Perpetual says his worst one is Batman 89. I think Phil feels similar with that. And Comic Bound as well, saying his worst book of the month was Witchblade Volume 1. It was many months ago, but the pain is still fresh this month.
Yeah, so it's up there with Strange Origins, isn't it?
Yeah, cool. Moving on. Let's go. Let's now torture Liam for a little bit for Ask Nana Gibbs. But it's not Anti-Phil, it's Nana Gibbons. Okay, Liam, are you ready? Let me just scroll up a little bit. I mean a lot of it. Okay, right. First one's up. From Cade. Nan, what's your favorite comic book fight of all time?
Yeah, see, this was one of the ones that I caught a glimpse of, and I've been thinking. Okay. And,
all right.
As like I said earlier, I'm a Bat fan. And I can't pick, but I just know it's going to be like Batman and the Joker at some point, probably. I was talking about Injustice the other day, specifically when Joker kills Lois and then Superman kills Joker, and that stands out in my mind. Maybe it's because I was talking about it the other day, but that is fresh in my mind. And just that, like, Injustice as a whole is amazing. So maybe go with that.
Great. Okay, great. There's your answer there. Highland G, Nana Gibbons, what are those framed comics behind you?
We have...
here we go. Strap in, guys.
So that is Transformers Back to the Future crossover issue 4, and then those 3 are the foil variants of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Then we have the 4 issues of Stranger Things D&D. I can't remember which variant cover it is.
Oh, the actual D&D game variant cover, innit? They weren't cover C every time, were they?
No, they varied each time. I can't remember the artist of the cover though. That would have been helpful. And then at the top, you've got the Guardians of the Galaxy lenticular cover that are won on the auction, the Deceasing cover are won on the auction, and the Man Bat cover are won on the auction.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. This one's from Luke, and you guys don't know what Luke is like, but the attraction between Luke and Liam. How do I tell a guy with a big blonde / ginger beard that I think we should run away together?
We're already married. Is that not enough?
Bit of a backstory. At Luke's wedding with his wife Kirsty, Liam and Luke cut a little cake together, and when
no. Okay, so Luke's engagement party, he proposed to me. Luke and Kirst's wedding, we got married, and then at mine and Beth's wedding, we cut the cake.
Oh, right. But there it is. There's a context for you guys. Andy there. Any chance you can put another frame to fill in that space behind you? As OCD is screaming. And Amy is also coming in there with saying, what comic will fill the gap on the wall behind you?
There is definitely another Back to the Future Transformers cover I want to put up there. In fact, it's your favourite one, Scott.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's definitely good. Yeah, that's definitely going up there as well.
Great.
But there will be probably another 5 frames going up in total.
Great. Can't wait to see him. Awesome. Great. Andy had a question for me. Are you working out? You're looking buff. Matter of fact, I am. So thank you very much for noticing. Let's move on.
You've always been,
Why is your spine so small? What is that? What is that?
I'm old, like it's shrunk, and my posture's more like this now.
Okay. Nan, what was the last book you read naked?
Naked.
Well, there's video proof of the last book you read naked.
I don't know if you want to know this, but I was naked when I read Lucky Devil last night.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, the images are amazing there in my head there. So pleased. so pleased you've told me that. Andy, again, was it just my Nana that smelled like old library books?
Well, I definitely don't. I tend to smell of blood, guts, the good stuff.
Okay, all right. Yeah, cool. I think we'll have to censor this episode again. Okay, Nana, again, can you please add one more frame? You're winding people up, mate.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I think we are done. Let me just... Oh, last one. Another one from Andy. What would you recommend for removing stubborn stains from leather sofas?
Red wine. It's always good to just chuck it on there. Make more of a stain, not cover up the old stain.
So add a new stain.
Yeah,
just like
a better looking stain.
Yeah, right. Well, there we go. What do you mean, Fuzzy? Did I forget your? Did I forget your thing? Or maybe he's not talking to me. Let me know. Post it again if I've missed it. Let me know what it was if I have missed you. But yes, thank you very much, everyone. That was Ask Auntie Phil. Ask Nan again. Got that wrong there. Yes. Bethany there is coming at saying that they ran out of frames and it's winding her up as well.
And me, to be fair. I mean, I do like what we've got, but I think another 5 will be good.
Yeah, sounds good. You should definitely do it. Werewolf by Lunchtime, WD-40 can do the job on anything, apparently. Can take all the stains out. And that's it.
Can it fix my spine?
Maybe from creaking, but I'm not sure it could straighten it out. Yeah.
I'll use it on my knees then, it's fine.
So we are coming up to about about halfway through the show. Well, after this bit, it definitely will be about halfway through the show. But Liam and I interviewed the lead artist of a Kickstarter manga called Yasuka. So every month I go ahead and I try and look for some projects that we can kind of promote halfway through the show. And Yasuka really caught my attention. Like, I've never read a manga. I've never really been keen on reading a manga, but this was something that really stood out and caught my eye. And I sent it to Lee, and I was like, Lee, what do you think? And what did you think?
I was really interested in it. I don't know if you put it in the clip, but obviously I like historical stuff, and it's based on samurai history.
Yeah.
So and it, well, I won't spoil the interview. No, I don't want to say what he said. So
yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, so we spoke to Rizky Arrydesta. This is a shortened version of the interview. If you want to see the full version, and this kind of piques your interest, then the full video will be out at 10:30 tonight. So after the show, if you're still interested in watching it, you can go over and watch the whole thing. So the only things I kept in this was stuff that directly relate to the book, but there's a lot of extra stuff that's in the interview as well, and he was really cool, really nice guy. Rizky Arrydesta is his name, and so this is what we spoke to him about. Here we go. So we are here with Rizky Arrydesta. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine, and it's good to see you too, guys. And
Great.
it's lovely interview.
Thank you very much. Yeah, let's start the interview. So yes, you are the lead artist of Yasuka, and it's kind of described as a emotional, action-packed, dark fantasy manga. Yeah.
Yes. That's
Great.
that's quite summarize the genre quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, great. And so can you tell us a bit about Yasuka? Like, what is the main premise of it?
Yasuka actually revolve in the life of the main character Yasuka, where she is actually the daughter of the historical black samurai that live in Japan in the 16th century. But yes, it will follow her life as the world change from the historical settings into more fantastical settings and more what should I call it? More dark realm, if you say it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're fans of games like Dark Souls or Sekiro, you might like it. You might like it.
Yeah. Well, Lee, you're a fan of them, aren't you?
Well, I'm a fan
Actually,
of.
I don't play them.
I played Ghost of Tsushima not long ago, and that's based around samurai culture, and so I am actually looking forward to reading this, to be honest.
Liam, you've taken a look at the Kickstarter. What do you think of it? Is there anything on there that kind of interests you in it?
It's like I said, after playing Ghost of Tsushima not long ago, and then coming across this Kickstarter, it just grabbed my attention straight away, like because it's like a like looking into samurai culture, the beginning stages of like looking into it and getting interested in it. So yeah, that's what stands out for me.
Yeah, that's yeah, like actually, like looking at the designs and stuff of these characters, so like Yasuka and the other main characters that you've drawn. So like I've seen the concept arts on the Kickstarter. You know, everyone can go ahead and see that, but they look so cool. What kind of what kind of inspirations did you have to to help you with designing the main characters and the monsters and creatures and stuff you get in the book as well?
Okay, so he gave me time to do some research. I do some research. I do a lot of I put a lot of attention in, especially in how samurai wore their yoroi, the armor, how they're how they're handling the blades, how they're handling the katanas, and actually I consult to a weapon specialist as well, and I consult about the historical or the more historical figures of the ninjas, and based from the historical reference that I gather, then I design the character altogether. And as for the monster, as for the monster, the yokai, I look for because they're part of the Japanese culture. Yokai always been there. Yokai is really famous, especially in anime and manga right now. So I took research on the root of the yokai, what phenomenon that started them, what legends that took them into being, and I look at their original traditional illustration, and then I took more modern approach to make them more updated and more modern.
So coming back to Yasuka then,
Mhm.
obviously you have your passions with Candala and stuff, but like, what kind of drew you to, well, what drew you to draw for Yasuka? So what attracted you about that?
Yeah, actually, what attracted me about Yasuka, it's striking to me because the first time that I wanted to make an action manga is when I read Rurouni Kenshin, and looking at that manga, it really striking to me that it inspired me actually to make a action manga, and that's how I learned how to draw action manga as well. I study the pages, and it's a samurai setting manga with a lot of sword fighting and really creative way of storytelling. So I and Yasuka reminds me of it. And especially when Kobayashi added the fantastical aspect of it. Okay, this has got better because I love to draw fight. I love to draw actions, and I love to draw monsters as well.
So I think, but the sounds of it then, so like Yasuka, she has, is it a father called Yasuke?
Yes.
Yeah. And does he have his own like previous stories that people can find? Yeah.
Yeah. From the gist of the historical figure. So he's a real person.
Okay.
He's a real person. So but most popular media dub him as the first black samurai, first African samurai in Japan. Yeah. And most of them only tell that premise. So most of them only tell he's the first African black samurai in Japan, and he served under Oda Nobunaga, and he's taught as a really strong man with a huge stature. Yasuke is actually a slave that been traded as a gift to Oda Nobunaga, and Oda Nobunaga thought it as a fraud because it's impossible for a human to be this black. And so they told,
Wow.
so he ordered his servant to wash Yasuke away, but he cannot be cleaned. and
Yeah.
and then he asked Yasuke to prove his strength because with a sumo match, and he
Okay.
won. He won
Wow.
against all of Oda Nobunaga's mightiest warrior. And after a few months living with Oda Nobunaga, he climbed his rank really fast, became his personal arms retainer. So it's really trusted position. If you describe it, he's like the left hand person of Oda Nobunaga. So he must be at the side of Oda Nobunaga all time. And which question me why? Why
Yeah.
did someone, a slave, came to be someone so important to, you can imagine it as a king. And so I found out after I dig several historical records that the time Yasuke came by, there's almost around 27 assassination attempt to Oda Nobunaga in various locations and places that you won't you just won't it won't came out in your mind, the craziest thing that ninja can do. Some even hid
Yeah.
inside a toilet for 3
What?
days just to stab the right person
What?
in the butt.
In
Yeah,
the butt.
that's a real historical fact that I found, and Oda Nobunaga is stressed about it, and he killed several spies that um, infiltrate his ranks. So it came to his mind that it's impossible for Yasuke to be a spy because he
Yeah.
just came by from other land and he got no connection with other person. So then he became the left hand man of Oda Nobunaga at that time. Then Kobayashi and I came up with, so what if we make the concept of this story as, what if Yasuke did save Oda Nobunaga from the
Right.
temple and he became a hero, and then he made a family of his own and then had a daughter, and that's how Yasuka came by.
Okay. So Yasuke is a real person, but Yasuka
Yes,
is fictional.
yes, it's fiction.
Yeah.
She
Well,
is fictional.
yeah. That's great. Like
Fantastic.
I
That's a
like
great story. Like
Yeah.
the history there, that is fantastic.
to know that what you've just said really happened. That's also like, what? How can you hide in a toilet for 3 days?
Yeah, the
That's mad.
determination.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. But no, but I think now, for everyone, for me and Lee listening, and for everyone watching, this will, well, for me, that's kind of spurred me on a little bit now
Yeah,
to
definitely.
really push myself to buy this even more, because
Yeah.
to know that this is, loosely based on an actual historical figure, is fantastic. Thank you very much. Rizky, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Support Yasuka in the
Yes, of
Kickstarter.
course.
So yeah. So we can
The
make this happen. Yeah,
Yes,
we can make
100%.
this happen.
The Kickstarter ends on the 31st of August at 5:41 in the UK AM. That is, and if you want the physical copy, it will cost you about £22. Digitals will be between £8 and £15, depending on what tier you go for. But yes, please do go ahead and support Yasuka. Or all of the information and links will be in the description of this video. And yeah, Rizky, we really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, been fantastic.
So do I. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
See ya. So there we go. That was our interview with Rizky Arrydesta. There we go, Liam. There we go. Cheers. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think. He was a great guy. Thank you very much. Yeah, great interview. Yeah, it was really cool. To be fair, like he definitely loosened up towards the end of it, and he was a really good laugh to speak to. Really good guy. Like that was his first ever. Yeah, that was his first ever live interview, wasn't it?
I can't. Well, he said it was his first live interview, but not first offline interview. And obviously, it was offline. But I don't know.
I know what you mean. But yeah, so we had a lot of people commenting about mangas in general. So Connie, she's recently gotten into a manga. What she's read so far, she's really been entertained by it. Adam is just gonna give mangas a go. He's gonna have his first one soon. He's got Blade of the Immortal for his birthday a little while ago, so he's gonna give that a go. Cade is also joining you there, saying he loves Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and you enjoyed those, didn't you? Oh no, you haven't played those. Okay, moving on.
I don't know who you're getting me confused with.
Sorry. We got Alid as well. He's saying his brain can't cope with the right to left. I'd always find that to be a struggle, and I know you said something similar in the comments as well. Like you
well, it's just that you're obviously develop how to read, don't you? Like you learn how to read, and we read left to right. So trying to do it in reverse, it blows your mind. Like it's just you want to read left to right.
Yeah, I think it was mad. Like how, like looking through the Kickstarter and stuff. I'll talk about that in a minute. But like it was just like I just really want to look into this. Like well, to be honest, I've backed it. I backed it a few days ago. I've got the physical copy back, but hopefully it'll reach its goal. If it doesn't, I won't be getting it. But if it does, fantastic, I'll be getting that. So guys, if it interests you, go ahead. All the links are in the description for the Kickstarter. What are you giggling at? I'm above on the comments.
Kickstarters can be risky.
Cheers. Thanks. Yes, and we have a little feature here from Phil. He goes, "Wait, hold the phone. Have I been ousted? Is Liam doing such a good job that my services are no longer required?" No, Phil. It's because you went to go out to get a colonic irrigation.
Scott keeps getting me confused with you and everything, Phil. Like it's not a good time.
Yeah, I just said leave the link. I thought you were the same guy. Connie is also trying to read Attack on Titan. And she thought she'd start with the most popular ones. I mean, it makes sense, and if something has been, turned in from a manga to an anime, it's going to be popular. You might as well have a look at the manga and see how it looks there. And then I think she also said something down the line about My Hero Academia, saying she couldn't get into season 4. She was struggling to get into season 4, wasn't she?
Yeah, because
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
She left it too long between seasons. She also finds Midoriya really annoying. You find the main character annoying. Season 4 is great so far. Like the first half of season 4, it is. I can understand.
Season 4 we're on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm a few episodes behind, but
it's really cool. And the second half of this season, you can really tell it's going to go somewhere great. So I'm looking forward to it. Phil also backed the Kickstarter as well, not because Rizky done the interview, but the art is sick. It is great. It is awesome. And in the description as well is a web comic that Rizky is doing on his own accord in his own spare time called Candala. That's what it's called. And that's doing very well as well. He said that him doing that was the way that the writer Kobayashi found him to work on Yasuka. So that's pretty cool.
But he didn't find him through official channels, did he?
No,
he actually found him through a pirated version of the comic.
Yes. So someone was pirating his comic everywhere, and Kobayashi found the pirated copy and got in touch with Rizky. But sometimes it's a good reason to pirate.
Yeah.
Adam's just talking here. I can't wait to watch the whole thing. Any idea when we'll upload it? It is set to go live at 10:30. It's not going to premiere. It's just going to pop up at 10:30. So go ahead and watch that if you're interested. So I've kind of aimed it to be like by the time this show finishes, then the whole interview will be there. I'm just had the little thing on my screen to say I've got really low internet. So Lee, if this does go wrong, it's going to be fun for you.
Oh no. Phil, can you jump in real quick, please?
Sorry, it's on season 5, not season 4. Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes more
There
sense.
we go. Thank you very much. Midoriya's not annoying. He's a nice guy. He's a nice boy. A Highland G there. He watches for Bakugo. He's a star for him. It's Karate Kid all over again. Yeah,
I
I
think
get
we
that.
all watch for Bakugo, to be honest.
Yeah, the loudmouth, angry guy. Originally, I wasn't too fussed, but now he's kind of grown on me, you know. Yeah. So go ahead, look at the Kickstarter. Yeah, £22 if you want to get the physical, and between £8 and £15 if you want to go ahead and get the digital. You know, whatever floats your boat, innit? So it's time to move on. We are now going to go ahead and see what we've got coming up for the rest of the show, the second half of the show. So let's go ahead and look at that. So we've got coming up really soon, Scott versus Liam. That's a new hero is born. We've got the news and weather. What's all the Omnifuss about? And a game. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? The game, we need you guys to join in as well. So if you would like to have a go at joining in a game, it will be me versus you. Okay, so you'll come on. You can stay on audio. You can turn your webcam on, whatever you want, whatever's comfortable with you. But if you want to have a chance at joining in, all you've got to do is write a comment and start it with bird. Let's say start with the word bird, and tell me your most ideal reading scenario, your most perfect comic book reading situation. You know, are you sitting outside in a nice comfy chair under the sun with a nice pint or a cocktail? You know what I mean? Like for me personally, I like to just lie in the settee. You've got a nice cup of coffee next to me, got my big stack of books, and I'm just reading and I'm just happy. So yeah, so let me know what your perfect reading situation is. Start it with the word bird, and then you'll get a chance to play the game. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? How's that sound, Lee?
Sounds great, and I would have to agree with your perfect situation there. Lying on the settee with coffee is the one.
Yeah, it's great. Like the thing is, like single issues and trades, and maybe even like deluxes, but anything bigger than that, you can't lie down and read. Like I've tried it, and with a really heavy book, I start to get like my fingers go numb. Like my little finger goes numb. And it's hard. And what if you drop the book on your face? Like you know, like guys tell me, like I've never like handled an omnibus. Okay, how do you guys read an omnibus? Are you at a desk or like a table? Are you just sat upright with the book just lie down straight like that, and you just going and just turn the page? Like, how do you read an omnibus?
I didn't think you read omnibuses. I thought you just collected them.
I don't read omnibuses. I don't have any.
I'm not talking about you specifically.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, we know Adam, he just collects them. He just likes the wrapping, I think. Yeah. He just likes the wrapping, and he likes the picture on the front, and he just doesn't read them. Maybe he'll be shocked to learn here now that there's actually stuff inside.
Has Phil actually read any of his? Yeah, see, omnibuses are for show.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
I told you.
Read it with your eyes. Thank you very much. In sarcasm in the chat. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've got part 2 now of the answer coming up. We had a few more people chucking in their 2 cents on who would win. Andy's just coming in there. He says he doesn't want to play, but he says that his is reading naked on the stained sofa, cross-legged with a prevailing wind gently caressing his hands as he gently swipes right on the latest pirated comic. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and see who said what in the next answer.
Hey guys, it's Highland G here, and I'm here to answer the question. Nightwing versus Daredevil. So if we look at Daredevil first, his main strengths are that he has metahuman abilities, so he is extremely fast and agile to move about. He's stronger than an average human, and he basically has a somewhat radar sense. If we compare that to Nightwing's abilities, he obviously has all of the tech side of Batman. We have seen him actually reverse radar senses and use it against enemies in the past. He fights blindfolded, and probably the biggest thing is he's got his charisma sticks, which have electricity, which is not only built into the sticks, but is also built into his suit. I think if they were just both put in a ring, if you like, and they were fighting, Nightwing would deduct Daredevil's powers quite quickly, would reverse the radar sense so that he couldn't fight that well, and essentially fry him with electricity, because that's not something that Daredevil can fight against.
Hey guys, so Daredevil versus Nightwing. On the surface, you might think it's pretty evenly matched with these two. You might even give the edge to Daredevil because Daredevil kind of has a superpower. But if you dig a little deeper, you find out that only one of these men was trained by Batman. So obviously, the winner is the best butt in all of comics, Nightwing.
Hello, my name is Chris from Off My Shelves, and Scott asked who would win in a fight, Daredevil or Nightwing. So, it's probably best if I look at some of their stories and get to grips with their characters again and see who is best overall, really. So I'll grab some of their books now and we'll go through all that. So that's a few of the Daredevil books that I got. That should be fine. I'll just go and get the Nightwing books now. Huh. Doesn't seem to have any Nightwing books. That I know why. It's because Nightwing is shit and Daredevil would kick his face in.
Hi Scott. We're here to answer the question: who would win in a fight, in a fisticuff between Nightwing and Daredevil?
Really, those two?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd say between those two. I'd say Batman would probably beat him because you got to think if he has enough prep time and if he has Nightwing or Daredevil on his side, for sure Batman would win unless he didn't win. But I don't know for sure. Maybe Nightwing, maybe Daredevil.
There you go. I would say that they would team up to fight Phil because Phil's.
They could Phil, yeah.
They'll just punch on Phil in his ugly face.
Yeah, he is ugly.
Like, fuck Phil.
Fuck Phil, yeah. Fuck you, Phil.
Oh my god, those two at the end. So we had Off My Shelves with his that's right, Nightwing shit. And then Whack Comics there just hating on Phil. And I don't know if you guys noticed. I will scroll it back a little bit for you guys to see. But they wrote a little message at the bottom here. I'll read it out for anyone who's on their phones and can't see it. And it says, if you're wondering why we don't like Phil, maybe you should ask Phil why we don't like Phil. He knows what he did and he knows how to fix it, but he chooses not to because Phil is not a nice person. But we've only been nice to Phil, so I don't know why he treats us like this. Just let it go, mate, okay? Move on with your life. Find someone else to hate. So that's that. Phil, if you want to comment, I mean, I don't know what you've done. Yeah, you're right. Damn, they hate Phil. Yes. Yeah, but a lot of people there liking Chris's. Cade likes it. Phil likes it. Ahmed likes it. Connie is coming in there with an answer. She says she's chosen Daredevil, and she goes, "I know what you're thinking. Come on, Connie, can you expand on that?" She goes, "No, Daredevil is just going to win because she says so," and that's fine. So far on my tally sheet, we've got Daredevil at just 2. This is just off the videos now. Daredevil on 2, Nightwing on 4. We've got both at 2 and Batman at 1. So Nightwing is winning. Nightwing is winning. So thank you everyone who has chucked in some answers so far.
Yes, I was going to say, normally, Whack Comics make me like the funniest answer.
Yeah.
But I think Chris has topped it today. Like
Chris,
I
that
think he's
was
just edged him out. Like I even said I was a Bat fan, but just how Chris played that, brilliant.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, so Phil is just going to have to retaliate. I think he's going to fight fire with fire. I don't think he's going to let up, you know. But no one knows what's going on between Phil and Whack Comics. Only Phil and Whack Comics know what's going on. And they just won't tell us. They just go, no, I don't want to talk about it. And that's it. So just have to see how it goes. Will it escalate? Will it get better? Who knows? Yeah. No, this is great. Beth is there. I've already just realized it looks like Liam has a constant bright idea. We'll have to try and play on that eventually. Mad Spidey is in. Yep. Hey boys, thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well. They should have a whack off. They should.
No.
Whack Comics and Phil should have a whack off. This is, it's something they may do on their show. But yeah. So that's that. So yeah, we've got one more part of the answers coming up later on, but now we're going to go into Scott versus Lee, and the person who chose the challenge was Phil. He wasn't, he couldn't make it tonight because of his colonic irrigation, and so he sent us a video of the challenge he wants us to do. So let's go ahead and get it on.
All right. So for a special one-off, Liam versus Scott, and no, Scott, if you win this, your point does not go towards our challenge. So don't be trying that one. This is a special one-off. I want to make fools of you a little bit, just because I make it for myself all the time, and I want you to join me. So I really want an artsy-fartsy challenge. All right. So I want you to create a new superhero character, create the design and a bio. So name, strengths, weaknesses, all that stuff. And what you're going to do, you're going to be as creative as you want. You can use, paper and pencil. You can use Photoshop, whatever you want to do. On the night of Comic Airwaves, you will present your character. You'll explain their bio. And it's simple. The viewers will decide who they prefer, Scott or Liam. It's over to you. Good luck.
So yeah, that's the challenge. Lee, are you ready to share yours?
Do you want me to share mine first?
Yeah. Are you prepared?
Yeah. I am prepared.
Phil is excited for this.
I'm kind of prepared.
So what we've done, we've gone and created our own superhero character, basically.
Yeah. I would like a disclaimer that I'm not very artistically inclined at all. I used the tools I had available to me.
So what did you use before we show anyone? How did you make this? What did you do? I
used Photoshop.
Okay.
It doesn't look like I use Photoshop, but I use Photoshop.
Okay. Well, shall we have a look at it?
Yeah. It's there he is. A lovely building.
So we're zoomed in. Okay. Ooh. Right.
Oh. Who's
God.
that? Who's that lovely fella?
Okay.
Oh. Let me introduce you to Captain Dadbod.
Okay. All right.
And as you know, every superhero has to have a sad origin story. So yes. Let me read out his bio for you.
Okay.
After discovering that he could not have children of his own, he trained himself to peak dad performance in order to become the father of the city. If a child is falling, he'll be there to catch them. If there's a spider, he'll be there to dispose of it. If there's an awkward silence, he'll be there to crack a joke. Captain Dadbod will be there most of the time as soon as his boss lets him leave the office. He'll be there in his unique when you have a meeting at 8 a.m. but need to save the city at 9 a.m. style.
Nice. That is great. That is great. So guys, once I've showed mine, you can go ahead and do a vote in the comments. Just say if you prefer mine or Liam. There is no points, unfortunately, but it's just a bit of fun. Yeah, great. Lee, is there anything else you want to say about it?
Well, you can see his strengths. He's got dad-like reflexes. By that, everyone's seen the videos of like dads like getting superhuman reflexes to catch a baby and that sort of thing. Dad-like reflexes. And yeah, weaknesses. Has a day job. Has the ultimate dad bod. And you can see he's got a lovely little podge there.
Yes, I love the podge.
Yeah, he's got the podge. He's got his shirt and tie at his day job. He's got his midlife crisis cape and his welder's gloves.
Adam's coming here saying there's no need. He thinks Liam's won. And he said he refuses to believe this Photoshop. It looks so real. Phil likes it. He says it's quality. Yes, that's good. There we go. Yes, so that's yours. Great. Shall we take a look at mine?
Go ahead.
So mine, for context, I've tried. I knew Liam was going to do something funny. He's going for laughs and stuff. So I thought I would go a bit more serious. So I thought I would try and kind of make a mascot for Comic Airwaves. That's what I tried to go for, like, you know, a hero related to Comic Airwaves. Thus enters Airwaves. So this is a character that I've created. As you can see, he's got the little Airwaves logo in the middle of his shirt. I actually spent like 3 or 4 hours drawing this. Like, I was like using like reference photos to copy like stuff like that. But yeah, so this is Airwaves. He can shoot air out of his hands and his feet because he was subject to an accident. He was indoor skydiving, and this place was next to a nuclear reactor, and it blew up, and it combined all this stuff. So now he can kind of fly with his hands and feet. He wears the shoes. The shoes have, like, you know, little holes, little holes in there, and so to kind of, like, you know, direct the air even better. And that's it. You know, his strengths are obviously he can fly. He's very quick and he's very agile in the air. His weaknesses, if there's a hot place or if he's high up, there's less air, so he can't fly or do much as well. But yeah, that's pretty much my character, and that is Airwaves.
Nice. I would like to point out that while you put 3 to 4 hours into this, mine took me probably less than half an hour.
I know. The thing is, like, so I did this on Amy's iPad. She's got like one of those pens and stuff, and I was just having a lot of fun with it, to be honest. And you know, it was just great. I found it very calming, very calming. Okay, so yeah, I think, you know, instantly, I think it is you that's won. So Luke is here. I'm not sorry. Andy, Liam's the winner there. We've got Comic Bound Fatality. Liam wins. Sorry, Scott. It's okay. No problem. So yes. So
is it worth doing a poll, because
we can do a
lot
poll,
more
but
people in the
yeah. Okay. All right. That's what we'll do then. So I'll have to end the other one. So what we got? So the winner of the answer is, what is the best Marvel book or story? So that's what we'll go with for the next one. Let's just end that. If it goes, there we go. Okay. Do you want to talk about anything else? Do you want to add anything else to your character, or, you know, do you want to say anything about mine? That's fine. You know.
To be fair, yours is very impressive. I think if I had the means to digitally draw like you did with the iPad, I think I'd have given that a go.
Yeah.
But as I didn't, and I didn't want to embarrass myself with a pencil and paper.
The thing is, like, I had a concept drawing. I don't have it on me right now, but I drew one in work, just having a little squiggle.
Oh, really?
So I put a poll on now on the chat there. So if you guys want to go ahead and vote, feel free. But in the meantime, shall we go ahead and see what Phil gave us for the news?
Yeah.
As it is that time, we do have some news, and Phil has, you know, graciously recorded some stuff for us. Let's go ahead and look at that.
Hi, and welcome to Comic Airwaves News. The first story I have for you this evening is Robin, Tim Drake, is bisexual. A topic that has split opinions this month is that Tim Drake Robin has come out as bisexual. In DC's Batman Urban Legends issue 6, released earlier this month, Tim Drake apparently becomes curious about his sexuality and admits his uncertainty, and that he has gone on dates with men. Given that past issues have seen Tim Drake dating women, fans have now considered Robin to be bisexual, or at least bi-curious. A lot of fans are happy with this, and it has gained widespread support from people from the LGBTQ community. While some folk, on the other hand, are upset with this change, noting that rebranding existing characters is actually quite harmful, and creating original characters would be better off. Either way, it would be interesting to see how DC carry this story going forward. Now, for lovers of Jonathan Hickman and the current X-Men books, sad news, Jonathan Hickman has confirmed he is leaving X-Men line of books straight after the X-Men Inferno event later on this year. So following the relaunch of X-Men with House of X Powers of 10, X-Men once again became one of the hottest superhero comics at the time. Hickman spearheaded the main title and charted a course for all the other X books to follow. Hickman states when he originally pitched the idea for X-Men reboot, he wanted to do a very big, very broad 3-act, 3-event narrative. Now, when he gathered all the other creators, writers involved in the other X books to prepare for Act 2 of his plan, they all opted to keep things as they were. And whilst he appreciated that what he had started resonated so much with them that they didn't want things to end, it became apparent that his time on the X books was done. But Marvel and Hickman fans, do not fear. He has not left Marvel entirely. He has actually confirmed that after Inferno, he will be moving on to the next big Marvel thing. What will that be? Substack enters the comic book world. So Substack, a platform used for journalists, bloggers, academics, and analysts, have announced they are investing in comic creators. A spokesperson for that platform writes, the gap in power and earning potential between publishers and for-hire creators is enormous. And where the creator of a story can spawn a 9-figure franchise and yet take home little more than a standard paycheck. On Substack, comic creators are their own publishers, and they are guaranteed full ownership of their IP, content, and mailing lists, like any other publisher on the platform. Now, many big creators are already on board, and we'll get to more of that later on, but just some more high-profile creators to note. Scotty Young, and he is bringing Gertrude and Larry with him from I Hate Fairyland with him, as well as Donny Cates and Rand Stegman, who through their own press jacket, KLZ, Kids Love Chains, will release some of their titles on Substack also. Now, will this see the emergence of another Image Comics? Time will tell. It's also worth to note that these will be released as digital first on the Substack platform, but from what I'm hearing, from what they're being said, they will appear in print format later on. Following the Substack news, another pretty big breaking news story this month was James Tynion is leaving Batman. Like, Batman's the biggest selling comic book of all time, and it's big news when someone leaves. James Tynion had turned down an exclusive contract extension from DC, which would see him remain on their flagship title, instead choosing to leave behind all superhero books and focus on his creator-owned projects that will be released on the Substack platform. Tynion confirmed on his e-newsletter that he will be leaving Bats after issue 117 and Joker after issue 14. He goes on to explain that the offer from Substack was the best had ever been given in the decade of being a professional comic book writer, essentially becoming a publisher himself with his company Tiny Onion Studios. Nice one, I like that. With the chance to create his own projects on his own terms without needing to get permission from a publisher. It does look like he will continue to work on The Nice House on the Lake, which is a DC Black Label book, not superhero. But no news as of yet who will take over Batman. I'm sure there's a long line of talent to choose from. And personally, I like to see Ram V get that job. So that's it this month. That is Comic Airwaves news. Now back to Scott for the weather.
Thank you very much, Philip. Great news there. We're going to go over to the weather now. So first up, we've got Tales of Suspense 77 coming in at $210. First appearance of Peggy Carter and first full appearance of Ultimo. We got What If issue 1, That's about $90 right now. So if you got that, great. Next up, we've got Nice House on the Lake, issue 1, the 3rd print, and the 1 in 25 variant. That's coming in at $80. Booster Gold number 1, it's $75 there. The first appearance of Booster Gold, Skeet, and Blackguard. Exiles number 3, $50 there. First appearance of Peggy Carter as Captain America. And then we got Star Wars High Republic issue 8, which is the George's Gianti 1 in 25 cover at $30. And then we've got the Suicide Squad AMC issue 1 at $15. This was a reprint of the Suicide Squad 2016 issue that was given out in the cinemas when people saw it the other day. So there we go. That is the weather, and that's what hot and cold where you are. There we go. Yeah, that was the news and weather. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, while the news was going on, I accidentally kicked Lee out. I was trying to get rid of his shared screen, and I just got rid of him as well. Got rid. I know. There's some people very happy that Philip is still here, but let's just say hi, ABZ Comics. Thank you for joining. Hope everything was okay earlier. We've got Perpetual. Yay, more Phil. Everyone loves a bit of Phil. That's great. And we have Fuzzy Dunlop. The money is earning his wage for definite in this episode. He's never off the screen. Hooray! Yeah, that's great. And we've got Perpetual says it loves a footlong from Substack. Meatball marinara, chicken tikka, yeah. And ABZ, you said the whole Substack thing, the fact that they're doing digital copies first and then going into hard copies. Yeah, is it a great format? You know, it may be a good way for them to start the ball rolling, but I hope they don't keep to that format. You know, it'd be great if they could come out at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? But I think
I think I'm with ABZ on that one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Just jumped on me then. I think he expanded on this. Everyone will want to read them. They want, then when it comes out in hard copies, they will not get very good sales. Yeah, so because, they probably won't get good sales in hard copy because if you get the digital and then you go, actually not too fussed on that, then you've missed out on that kind of money there for the hard. Yeah. Perpetual, he wants Chip Starsky to go on Batman. That'd be cool. Wow, you've got all of those books. That is awesome. Well, you're quids in then, aren't you? That'd be great.
Nice.
GB Venom, hello, thanks for joining. Great to see you. And I think that is all for now. So Connie here, she says she's reading some stuff digitally through Comixology, but it definitely doesn't have the same feel. Yeah, I mean, I read stuff digitally for the Nerd Herd because I can't be buying all the books every week. But I read some stuff digitally, and I know what you mean. Like, there's something about just opening the book, feeling the paper. It is better to have the real thing. Of course, it is. But guys, Amy as well much prefers the hard copies. And ABZ is congratulating Andy. If he wants to sell those books, he's going to do well. Andy's also saying, can we have Liam as a permanent host? He is like the secret sauce in between you and Phil's.
Well, I have been. I've been more of a host recently, haven't I? Like, obviously, I am a co-host this episode, but the last 2 episodes I've been in and around
the meat.
Exactly, as a source.
And, we love it. I mean, so the 3 of us were talking last night. I mean, very ambitiously and big-headedly calling ourselves the Ant and Dec of comic YouTube and stuff. And then we said that Lee would be our Stephen Mulhern if that were the case.
I definitely feel like more of an Alan Davis.
Yes, probably more Alan Davis, but you get the gist. Yeah, so Comic Bound definitely +1 for the secret source. More Liam. We'll try. If that's what people want, we'll try and get you in more. Mate. We don't want a little sauce. We want to be dry.
But I'm the one with the dirty knees, Andy.
Okay. Shall we see the next part of the answer? Part 3 and the final part. This is a kind of a combination. So this happened on MDC episode 8, I believe it was. So that was on Mad Dog Comics channel. So every month there's a live show. So him, Adam from Comic Bound, and then they have a guest as well. So they just chat about anything and everything. But Adam brought up the question for the live show, and this is what the three of them had to say.
Well, I've got a question, and this one comes from our friends over at Comic Airwaves. I thought this might be fun to throw it to you guys, actually. So every month they do Comic Airwaves, and they do a segment called The Question. And this month's question for the next Comic Airwaves is, who would win in a fight, Daredevil or Nightwing? So I thought that might be fun for us to have a go at. Go on, what's your guys? Who would you choose?
Am I there?
You mean, are you in one of their corners? Like,
no, like, can I come in and be like, I'll fuck both of you up?
I mean, you could. So in with the question, who would win in a fight, Daredevil or Nightwing? The answer is Marcus Nightdog.
Yeah. You're welcome, Scott.
If you want it.
No, they team up, kill me, and then be best friends as a result. I think who wants to go first? Because I think I've got a concrete answer.
You go first, Marcus.
Just going to turn the light on. I'm going Daredevil because that guy's been through a lot of fucking beatings, and I'm not saying that Nightwing hasn't. I think a lot of what I'm going to say are strengths for Daredevil also do apply to Nightwing. I just think they apply more to Daredevil. Daredevil has the shit beat out of him on an issue-by-issue basis. He is, at his head cracked in by Kingpin. He's being shot by Bullseye. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas Nightwing, he got shot once and Batman disowned him. Like, fact. Batman didn't have the belief that he could take up the mantle during Nightfall. And Batman is somebody that normally tends to be right. So for me, I love Nightwing, and I like Nightwing because he's a bit raw, because it feels like he's not the finished article. But Daredevil will always... You can't keep him down. It's really difficult. Whereas the only thing that I'd give the advantage to is I think maybe Dick Grayson would have better stamina as a former acrobat because he's used to doing long shows. So maybe if he could tie a Daredevil... It depends if we're saying fight to the death or like a 5-round UFC fight. Because the only advantage I see Nightwing having, besides gadgets, is wearing Daredevil down, like just, running away from him for long enough and then kind of Homer Simpson him and just, one punch when he's knackered. Yeah. But I'm going Daredevil.
Oh, I'm gonna go Nightwing. See, I'd go Nightwing, but only because, like you say, he's the former trapeze artist, so he could wear Daredevil down. And maybe this is just because I haven't read as much Daredevil as you have, but he could wear Daredevil down. He could also implement his acrobatics. Daredevil, yeah, he can hear where Nightwing is. But if he's constantly swinging over on this TV antenna, then he's on this building, then he's on this building. He can get the jump on him and kind of do what Frank Castle did, tie him up, and then the only way to beat him is to either shoot him and break his one rule or to not do that.
If Daredevil has a girlfriend, all you need to do is kill his girlfriend. So that's his actual weakness. Is he in a relationship or not? Because he has fucking awful luck when it comes to women. He's worse than I used to be. I agree with you though, with him being an acrobat and being able to traverse, but Daredevil, maybe not to the same level. He can swing around pretty well, especially for a blind guy.
Yeah.
It depends if Nightwing knows he's blind. Yeah, he's fucked because he'll just fuck with his senses. I don't know. Where are you standing on it, Adam?
Well, for me, you've got one hand, you've got Nightwing. I mean, if it's anything like the meme, he's been slapped around by Batman enough that he's pretty tough. But Daredevil is essentially just Nightwing with powers. And yeah, he's blind, but he's not really though, is he? He's not really blind. Yeah, he can't tell what color suit Nightwing's in. Oh, is it New 52 Nightwing or is it normal Nightwing? I don't know. Oh, but like other than that, he's got Nightwing sus. Nightwing's not going to know he's blind. So I think Nightwing will have the advantage because he's got the extra sensory stuff going on. So he's just as acrobatic because he's swinging over rooftops all day and night. He's been doing it since he was a kid. So for me, yeah, Daredevil every time because he's Nightwing, but with powers.
If Daredevil beats Nightwing, though, does he then have to have the final boss of Batman?
Well, that's a different question.
Yeah, I was going to say Batman would win that 100%.
Yeah,
for me at least.
Yeah.
With enough prep time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go Nightwing. No, Daredevil.
Ooh. There we go. So the results are in. We finally got the final tally. So we had Batman with 1 vote. Out of Daredevil and Nightwing, Batman had 1 vote. Both of them with 2 votes. We had Daredevil with 4, which leaves Nightwing with 5. So out of the whole thing there, in a fight between Daredevil and Nightwing, the majority of people there voted for Nightwing.
Wow.
Great. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just looking at the poll now of who won. We had 16 votes. And
It's a close one.
No, it's a very close one. I came in with a whopping 38%, and you won with 62.
Scott.
Mate, it's fine. You know, like everyone, like to be fair, it's hilarious. It's fantastic. You know, it's
I feel so bad because I put minimal effort into it.
I had a great time though. Like Amy was like, I was on the settee. Amy was sat next to me, and she was just like, "You're loving that," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm having a great time. Like, I'm really, really into this." So I was just having fun. No, I'm not. No, it's fine. I'm not. I'm calm. I totally appreciate that. You know, Lee won, and it's great, and it's fine. And I don't care. It's fine. You know what? No, it's fine. You know, that's it. Well done, Lee. You won the Scott versus Liam. Phil, like. Yeah, should we get Phil's opinion? Like, Phil, can you send a message in, like your ultimate, you know, your review of this whole thing? Yeah, there we go. So I'm not sure I said hey to the Grey Man. I've seen him popping around. So hey, thank you for joining. And yeah, I know after a few drinks, Marcus does have a bit of a potty mouth. We know that. Yeah, Comic Bound Day is quite a few beers in, and he doesn't really remember a lot of it, to be honest. So we're nearly done with the show. We've got What's All the Omnifus left, and then we've got the game. So I think we had 3 people coming in with their suggestions.
I
4
hope you were
actually.
keeping tally because I haven't.
Yeah, I've got them. So right, okay. So let's decide together. Okay. So we had Kate come in here. So he says his perfect reading is either being in bed with a cup of tea and the rain is outside. Well, that sounds nice. Or outside on a hot summer day with a cold beer. Right.
That's 2 answers, though. Can you clarify which is the perfect one, please?
Oh, yeah, that's true. We have one perfect one. Okay. Connie, then, she says, I like reading outside in the garden in the 5 minutes of summer sun that Northern Highland have, with a pint and Spotify, or just in bed. So that's 2 again. So, okay. We got Chris from Off My Shelves. He's just finished work. He's walked the dogs. He's had a run. Kids are in bed. He sits in the rocking chair with his beverage, tea generally, wine on weekends, then breathe and read. That sounds nice. You know, when you're feeling like kind of like that relaxed after exercising and stuff, and then like everything is just now quiet, and then yeah, that sounds nice. Is there
Comic Bounder's just put one in.
Has he? Okay.
Yeah.
Laying back on a hammock in the shade of palm trees while Scarlett Johansson holds all my omnibuses open for me. Of course, the only reason that won't happen in those days, Marvel/Disney lawsuit there. Mate, who do you want to go for? For me, it's between Chris and Adam.
For me, it's between Chris or Cade.
Chris and Cade. Well, if we're both saying Chris, then Chris, if you're still with us, give us a message, and we would like to invite you onto the game. So I'll send the link there. So just click that and join in there. Camera on or off, whatever you want. But now you can play the game with us. So Chris, if you are still there, let us know. If not, we will choose someone else. So in the meantime, Philip has recorded another video for us. And it is now for this time, what's all the Omnifuss about? And I haven't done the animation this time because Bill does it himself and it's brilliant.
Ooh, what's all the Omnifuss about?
Leave that kind of stuff to Scott. Scott's good at that. I'm not. Okay, folks, this is the part of the show called What's All the Omnifuss About? It's where we talk about omnibuses, omniboo, omnibuy, whatever you want to call them. Hardcover, collected editions, wheel books, what's coming out the next month. So I have my coffee. And I have my gravy ring, which I call it a gravy ring. Some people call it a donut. If you call this a donut, you're weird. It is a gravy ring. I usually start with wheel books. Wheel book being a book that's unobtainable, that is out of print, that if you were to buy on eBay or in the secondary market, people can and will ask for silly money, and people will pay that silly money. But I'm a tight arse sometimes, and I don't want to pay ridiculous money. I mentioned a few shows ago that one such book was The Amazing Spider-Man by J. Michael Straczynski, Volume 1. I have Volume 2 here. As you can see, it's still in the shrink wrap. I haven't read it because I'm not going to read Volume 2 before I read Volume 1. I knew it would be reprinted at some point. I just didn't know how quick it would be. But they have announced that they are reprinting Volume 1 come spring of 2022. And two more that I got excited about that they announced this last week was what these books would be considered wheel books for some people. So they've announced the reprints, and that is Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I think these have been out of print for a good few years. So they are also coming in spring 2022. So if this tickles your fancy, like myself, they'll be available for pre-order fairly soon. Another such book. This is the thing, like all these whale books, there's no point going and buying them now for ridiculous money on eBay because it seems like Marvel and DC are going to reprint everything eventually. So just have a bit of patience. And it's going to pay off because I know people who have paid ridiculous money for this book, and that is DC's Gotham Central. They've paid in around £200 for this omnibus, which is a lot of money for a book. This was announced towards the end of last month, but I'm not certain if I covered it in the last show, but just to be curious, I'll go cover it today. It's been announced as being reprinted. Haven't got the exact date, but I believe it's sometime towards the end of this year, which is going to be fantastic, and that's another one I'm going to get. I'm just going to dive into the more notable releases throughout September and just kind of talk you through what I've ordered, pre-ordered, and anything else that people may well be interested in. September it's jam-packed. I mean, if your work offers overtime, work it because you're going to need it because there's a lot of money to be spent this month on books. So day one, the 1st of September, there's already 2 books that I have pre-ordered, and that is The Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 5. I've ordered the direct market variant. It's coming out in the 1st. They did announce, so there is meant to be a Volume 3 coming out later on in this month, towards the end, but I think that's been put back to November, and I'll be honest, I'm happy with that. Goodness me, $125 price point, but it's going to be so worth it. Preacher, the 25th anniversary omnibus, Volume 2. So there will be a lot of people out there with Volume 1, which I'm not one of them. I'm going to have to source that too. But that's Volume 2 is coming out on the 1st of September. We have a reprint for Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 3. Luckily, I'm not on that because Fantastic Four isn't my thing. But there will be a lot of people who will be very interested in that, along with Loki Omnibus. They're also going to cash in on that Loki Disney Plus show, and the fact that there's a bit extra love now for Loki. So he has his own omnibus coming out September the 1st and on to the 8th of September. And straight away, there's another book that I don't have pre-ordered. I probably will pick it up, but I would recommend it to a lot of people because I bought this in single issues, and it's a great story. That is Joker Harley Criminal Sanity hardcover. So it's a DC Black Label. Is it the Prestige? So it's like taller and wider. And the art in that story is fantastic. The story's great too, but the art's the main thing. It's fantastic. So I would recommend that to anybody who's at all interested in Joker, Harley, or DC. But it's not Harley Quinn as you know her. It's Harley Quinn. It's like Detective Harley Quinn. She's fantastic. Gideon Falls Deluxe Edition Volume 1. I am on this. So that's Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. I cannot wait for that. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've seen the book. Seen the artwork in the book. It looks fantastic. It's Andrea Sorrentino. It's going to look fantastic. I know some people will be interested in this. I'm not one of them. It's Deathstroke New 52 by Christopher Priest Omnibus. It's $150 price point. And that's going to be really thick. One book, again, I'm not getting because I have it in the Omnibus and oversized hardcover, but they are releasing Batman, The Court of Owls Deluxe Edition. Now, the reason why that's kind of, a thing is because I have the 2 oversized hardcovers and I have the Omnibus, but this Deluxe Edition's collecting the entire story of The Court of Owls, so issue 1 to 11 on that Batman New 52 Scott Snyder run, which we covered in the Nerd Herd Comic Book Club, and we all loved it. So go back and check out those episodes. It is Dead Dogs Bite, written and drawn by Taylor Boss. So that's coming out. I think that's Dark Horse Comics. It is, yeah. Again, at the time when it came out in single issues, a lot of people who were on it loved it. And listen, I ain't getting this book. And I'm recommending, based on other people's recommendations, that this will be good. And thankfully, September 29th, just checking, there's nothing here that I've pre-ordered. So I'm delighted with that. There is something that kind of, I'm going to have to look into. So there's a Captain Britain omnibus by Alan Moore out the 29th. It's not by it's a Marvel character, but it's not printed by Marvel. It's printed by Panini Comics. By the magic of editing, I have looked into it. So Alan Moore did in fact write some Captain Britain. There is an omnibus coming out. I found it for £46 on wordery.com. So if that's something you're at all interested in, go and grab that. That's all I have. So folks, that is what All the Omnibus is about. Scott, what do you think about this? Is there any books that you kind of want to get? What about Gideon Falls? I think that's right up your street.
Phil pretty much nailed it there for me. Gideon Falls is probably the highest one on my list there that I definitely want to get into. It's probably been on my Amazon wish list since the very start, since I started collecting it. I just never got around to buying it. And the other one there that really piqued my interest was the Joker Harley.
Yes, that was the one that caught my attention as well.
Yeah, well, you're a big fan of Joker, aren't you?
Nobody's surprised by that.
So thank you very much, Phil, for recording all these videos that we've had on the show today. But we are coming up to the end, which means it is time to play the game. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? And our guest today has joined us. It is Chris from Off My Shelves. Thank you very much for joining us, Chris.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Thank God. New headphones.
How you doing? Are you enjoying the show?
Yeah, very much so. Thank you.
Good.
Definitely. I don't make me awkward now. I can't give you compliments off the cuff. I got to think about these things.
Okay. Well, we'll give you one. We absolutely loved your video for the answer.
Yeah.
And the videos you do send in every month, they are brilliant, and yeah, we love them. So thank you very much for sending those in, and it's great to have you. I think this is the first time we've actually spoken, me and you.
I think so, yeah. I think I spoke to Phil in some random late night call with Tyler from TV Collect and Adam. And I think it's the first time I spoke to you guys, which is weird because geographically we are the closest.
Yeah, we're very close. Well, no, here's the thing. Liam isn't actually in Wales.
Unbelievable. Take that Welsh co-host down.
He's not even Welsh. I can't even remember why this name came about. But
it's because Phil thought I was actually Welsh.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
I see. There's me just believing the writing. Cool.
How dare you? So, so this is a game now, Chris, between me and you. This is Scott versus Chris. And Liam is going to be in charge. So if I just swap this around here, okay? So Liam, whoa. So Lee, okay. Do you want to explain the rules?
It's basically just 20 questions. So I've thought of a hero or villain. Yes or no questions only. You take it in turns to ask me a question. First one to guess wins.
Okay.
I'm nervous already because he started brandishing a pad. Then I haven't got a pad.
All right, I'll go padless. I will make it fair. I'll go padless.
In fairness, I just come into this. I got no pad, no nothing. I only just put trousers on.
Correct. Okay, so should we ask one question at a time? So 10 questions each? Right, okay.
Well, I was going to say it doesn't have to be limited to 20 questions.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. So, okay, I'll just, what I'll do, Chris, I'll just tally the amount of questions we've asked. That's all I'll do on the paper. But so if you want to guess, okay, if you think you know it, you have to say, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's, and then you say the character you think it is.
Yeah, I forgot that part of the rules. Sorry, Scott.
Yeah, see, this is overly complex already. Can't I just say the answer? I have to do the theatrical. I have to go, is it a bird? Is it a plane? The answer.
Okay. Whatever you're comfortable with, that's fine. We'll just go with it. Okay.
No, I don't want to spoil the format. If you've got the format in place.
Don't know then. What the hell? Okay, Lee. Who would you like to go first?
I think it's only polite if we let our guest go first.
Of course. So, Chris, ask your first question.
Are you a boy?
Yes.
Man. Yes.
Okay, so man.
Sorry.
Are you in the DC universe?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to fall down the red herrings that he's been laying the whole episode and say that one. No way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get it out of the way. Have you got a big red smile? I'll get it out of the way. Right, good.
Okay, all right. Are you a hero?
No.
Right. Okay. So DC man, not hero.
Have you got a costume?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Are you part of a rogues gallery?
Yes.
I'm going to turn the comments off because, that's probably unfair. So, okay. So what was that story? Are you part? Yeah, you are part of a rogues gallery.
I would say so.
Okay.
Right. Did you write any of this down? Because I forgot most of it already.
I've written nothing. Like it's a male from the DC universe. It's a villain, and it's kind of in a rogues gallery.
And it's got a costume.
And it has.
And he's got a costume.
Yeah.
Right. Do I have a special weapon? Does he have a special weapon?
No, I wouldn't say so. Oh, actually, oh.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
One. Yes.
I'm not convinced. Does he have a power?
No.
Right. We got that established. Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to think. This. I hope you've allotted an hour for this, haven't you?
You've got 5 minutes.
Okay. Have I ever? Has he ever broken the Batman?
No.
Right, so not him.
Not to my knowledge.
Has he ever fought the Batman?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to guess because I'm too afraid. Is he short?
Oh. I believe he is in the comics.
Okay.
I'm confused by
that. There is also a version of him that is tall, but
right.
Okay. I'm getting there. Does he is he rich?
No. No.
Ooh, I'm back to square one. Shit.
Does he like asking questions?
No.
Right.
Right. I feel like we're getting close. We're getting close.
I've crossed off a few.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm still no idea.
Not a hero. Male DC. Right, it's not the Joker. It's not the Penguin.
Not Riddler.
It's not the Riddler.
Not Bane.
No, not Bane. Can't be Bane. Ooh.
The weapon. He said a weapon.
One sec. Going back to the height question, because I don't want to throw you off. I've just confirmed that he is of average height.
Oh, okay.
For what country?
Is he? Does he possess any nightmare-inducing abilities?
No.
Does he have any deformities?
No.
Does he prefer the winter?
No.
Okay, so that's. I think unless he's really leading us up a garden path. Mr. Freeze is gone, Penguin's gone, Riddler's gone, Bane's gone. He did fight the Batman. He has got a weapon. Joker's gone.
I feel like I went for someone a bit more difficult because of you complaining about how easy the kazoo round was, but now I feel like I've gone too difficult.
This is live, so you know.
Okay, give us.
You've gone too difficult.
Right. Okay. Can you give us one clue? We've gone quite a while now. Can you give us one clue?
So it's not a weapon per se. It's more devices.
Chris, it's your turn. This.
All right. Okay. I can't even think of anyone now. I've literally run out of Batman Rogues Gallery people. It's a man. What?
Think quite minor.
I'm guessing that because we've done all the big ones. Trying to go back to like 1986 or something in my head, thinking, what the hell has he got?
There have been iterations of him in the Arkham games, in the Gotham series.
Okay. Okay. Did he feature in the animated series?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Is he in the first Arkham Knight game?
Arkham Asylum, man.
Yes, Arkham Asylum. Sorry, yeah.
He's definitely in City. I can't
finish that one.
I don't think he's in.
Is it a plane? Is it Mad Hatter?
Yes.
He's done it. He's done it. Well done, Chris. You've beaten me again. I think I just lose everything, but that's fine. Well done. Congratulations. Mad Hatter. Who is that, Lee?
He is a villain who basically very much like the Mad Hatter from the Alice in Wonderland books.
Yes, okay.
Obsessed with blonde women, calls them Alice, murders them, that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And the
correct.
device Liam was saying is his hat.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Mind control devices. Yes.
Well done. Thank you very much, Chris. That was
What do I
brilliant.
win?
You win. Okay, so you win loads of pride.
We have a muffin.
That's why I love you, Liam. That's why I love you.
Yeah, so we've got loads of answers. You know, we had the Penguin, we had the Riddler. Adam came in asking if you were Boris Johnson. Penguin.
Yeah,
Bane,
I did see a lot of Penguins,
Mr.
Banes, Mr.
Freeze,
Freeze.
Two-Face, Prometheus, Mephisto. It's always Mephisto. Were you tall, Penguin?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the Penguins came from my confusion over the height.
Yeah.
In Arkham City, he is quite short, but
yeah.
So I assume
Scarecrow,
that was
Deadshot, Ra's al Ghul. This is why I asked about, is he in the first game? Because he's at the start of the first game. Ra's al Ghul. Right. No, Zaz. Zaz is at the first game.
Yeah,
sorry.
I was going to say Ra's al Ghul is Arkham Knight.
Yes. Bloodsport.
No,
Arkham City.
Red Hood. Talon. Jason Todd. Loads of answers, but there was, I think.
No, please note, I'm the only one that got it right. Surely,
Nope.
Oh, for God's sake!
Got it right about 2 minutes before you did. So,
damn it.
So yeah, there we go. But yeah, Chris, thank you very much. That was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining. You can now proceed to go off the camera and then take your clothes off, not the other way around. But yeah.
Which way again now? So what do I do again?
But yeah, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
I'll speak to you later. See you, mate.
Bye.
See ya. But yeah, no, great. Thank you very much, Lee. That was fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. Guys, let us know if you like that game. We'll play it again in the future if you did like it. If you think it went on a bit too long, we'll work on a way to shorten it. But yeah, that is the end of the show. That's it. Liam, how did you find it? How did you find your co-hosting duties?
I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good. Kate thought it was a great game. Greyman said, well played. Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. So, and Perpetual Comics wants more of Liam's muffin next episode. Yeah, thank you very much. So it's been the three of us together as usual, but in a slightly different format. Phil loved it, and he said he wants to play. Maybe we can do it as a future Scott versus Phil.
Yeah. We do have one lined up already for September.
Yes, yeah, we've got next month's Scott versus Phil lined up. That has come in from a viewer. So if anyone does have any ideas for a little game they'd like me and Phil to go against each other on, then just give us a message. Preferably get in touch with Liam because he deals with it all, because sometimes he wants some hush-hush. So yeah, if you can get in touch with Liam, he is the Funky Gibbons on Instagram, or you can just message me and I'll point you towards Liam. But yeah, this has been great. The next episode of Comic Airwaves has already been lined up on YouTube, and you can just go ahead right now and press the get reminder button if you do want to jump in, and get ready for the next show. It'll be September the 25th on a Saturday. Yes, I just saw Adam's comment there. He goes, hang on, did we make it through a show without internet issues? Yeah, I know. It's amazing. It's like the first one in like 4 months. that we've had no internet issues. But yes, thank you everyone for joining. It's been an absolute blast. It wouldn't be the same without you. And that is pretty much it. In 8 minutes' time, the full interview with Rizky Arrydesta will be live on my YouTube. Or shall I just go ahead and make it live now? Do
it now. Why not?
Do it now. If I could. Anyway. Yeah, but guys, thank you so much for watching. I will go ahead and sort everything out now so you can go and set the reminder for the next episode. That is published right now. And go ahead and watch the full interview as well if that's interested you as well. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I've been Scott.
I've been Liam, and Phil wants everyone to know he'll be celebrating his colonic irrigation the day of the next.
Perfect. Great. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Bye.